Tess, rumor has it you've made vacation envy a real thing here in Whitefish.
Guilty as charged. At Outside Metro, we've got everything from cozy downtown lofts to Lakeview retreats, even barns with pickleball courts. And with over 500 five-star reviews, you really can't go wrong.
What? Okay, I'm already packing my bags.
Just make sure you book direct, Julie, and save on those booking fees at OutsideMetro.com. That's where the good stuff happens.
Done. Outside Metro, and stay where the locals play. The IWD406 Podcast, where Montana women are heard, celebrated, and supported. Today, I have the opportunity to sit down with a woman whose story carries both structure and creativity in such a powerful way. Scarlette Bourne is a professional model based right here in Montana, but her journey to where she is today is anything but traditional. She comes from a background deeply rooted in service. She's a military veteran with years of experience in human resources and large-scale mission support, and has spent time in federal service with both the Department of Justice and the USDA. And what I love about her story is this. She made the decision to return to her creative roots. Scarlette stepped back into the modeling industry not just to participate, but to truly align with who she is. Today, she's focused on editorial and commercial work that reflects her values while intentionally partnering with Montana-based businesses and creators. Her journey from the structure of federal service to the creative lens is a reflection of what it looks like to build a life and career on her own terms. And I'm really excited for you to hear how she's done just that. Let's welcome Scarlette Bourne to the IWD406 Podcast.
Hello.
Scarlette.
Hi.
Hi. Yeah, you look so pretty.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Oh, Bella said hello too. Nice. Okay, Scarlette. So this day, okay, for those listening right now, we're dealing with a weird bipolar spring essentially here in Montana. So we got snow. We've had all things essentially.
Yes.
Snow, rain, little bit of pops of sunshine, but I'm really excited to have her here in the studio today. So we're going to get into it, Scarlette. Tell me a little bit about your upbringing. Are you a Montanan? Like a true Montanan?
I am not a true Montanan.
Okay.
I am from Oklahoma.
You're from Oklahoma.
I'm from Oklahoma.
You're an Okie.
I'm an Okie.
Do you say that? Is that a thing in Oklahoma?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okie,
Got it.
Pokey, I don't know.
Pokey, born and raised, right?
No. My mom was in the military.
Oh, okay.
She had me in California. And then I was living with my grandmother who was living in California as like a baby. And she had to go back to duty. And we've lived in so many different places.
Yeah, military babies do that though.
Yep.
You're kind of like, you can't really claim one rooted space, right?
Yeah.
Unless you've been there for a little bit of an extended time. So
Right.
you bounced around.
A lot. And
A lot.
Oklahoma I was 3-4 years old
Okay.
when we went there. That's, I'm assuming, where everybody else is from, the rest of the family.
Yeah.
And we went back there. We lived there on pretty big, large piece of land
Nice.
with my stepfather, and we had a restaurant, and it was different. It was in Shady Point, Oklahoma. It was very small.
Where's that even at?
It's in Poto, Oklahoma.
Is that really
it's
a name?
next to
Poto?
It's Poto, yes.
Oh, Poto.
Yeah,
Okay.
Poteaau.
So interesting. Because I say Podunk, Illinois.
Yeah,
It's kind of seems like it's a play on off of that.
Podunk, Oklahoma.
Okay, got
No.
you. Got you.
But Poto, Oklahoma, that's like that was the largest little city over there. Shady Point's right outside of it. It was very small
Okay.
at the time that I lived there. I couldn't tell you how many people lived there when I lived there at the time when we were children, but it was extremely small.
Small.
Everybody knew everything about everybody.
Yeah.
And it was a nice town from when I grew up, and it was different. And my mom, she was kind of like stay-at-home mom.
Okay.
For a while after she got out of the military. She was, I think she was in the reserves. I'm not for sure what was going on, but we had the Gulf War going on.
Oh.
And she was pregnant with one of my little half brothers, so she didn't go.
She didn't go.
No, so she stayed at home with us for a while, but she kind of was itching to get out of the house and go do things. So she ended up working for the restaurant that my stepdad had grown and put together, and we had a farm.
Yeah.
Farm life.
So you kind of were outside running around, small town life. And I think all the probably, I'm assuming, a lot of the neighborhood kids come together in the one local lot area and hang out.
Well,
Which is it's pretty simple.
It wasn't really that.
It wasn't?
No, we
Oh.
didn't. Shady, Oklahoma, it's so rural.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we had this giant mansion down this road. There was like this giant pond it sat on. It was gated, so only people could come in and some people could come out.
Yeah.
And, oh, it's crazy. So my stepfather wasn't a great man.
Okay, gotcha.
He was very charming and manipulative.
Oh.
And people loved him. And he spoke many languages.
Wow.
And people were impressed by him. But he just wasn't a good man.
Okay.
And I don't know what he was doing exactly.
Yeah.
But people would come to look at the house and looking for, there was stuff going on and it wasn't normal.
And you knew at that age something was a little not normal and a little off.
Where did you get all this money?
Right.
How are you building this giant house and you don't really work? You have a restaurant, you pay people. Where does this money come from?
Oh, dang.
What I think I remember him telling me back in the day was, oh, yeah, some insurance claim. There's no way you got that much money out of an insurance claim. And he would have these auctions at the house, and it was really shady. It was extremely shady.
So
but
in your mind, did you, knowing everything's going on, but you escaped a little bit, and I want to talk a little bit about during that time frame of life, which I'm assuming you're a 90s, 80s, 90s baby.
Yeah.
So that was heavy on MTV. I remember, let me just throw this out here. You Got to Have Faith with George Michael. But then he went through an era with all the fashion models. That had to have been something that you were looking at, were exposed to. Did you see all those models growing up? Did you get some exposure to that?
When my stepdad would go on these business trips, we had this giant satellite in the back of our house, the huge, big ones.
Oh, you were those people.
Yeah,
I never got that.
Yeah. So he would have this arm and he would go and crank that satellite in the back and it would turn to a specific spot in the sky and we would get these certain channels.
Yeah.
And he would leave on his business trip, right? And they'd leave us at the house when we were kids.
Oh, yeah. I understand that.
And that was the first time I had seen a fashion show on TV.
Oh.
Yeah. And so when I saw that, because they weren't really monitoring what we were watching on TV, he just knew that when that satellite was pointed a specific section in the sky, we got all these cartoon channels and certain other channels. And he assumed that's what we were watching. I was watching the models, the runway shows that were broadcasted. And there was something in me that was just like,
what were you fascinated by that? What was it?
It was just like, that's me. That's what I'm going to do. It was just a knowing that's what I'm supposed to do. Like,
how old were you?
7.
Holy bucket.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Yeah. And so I would practice. We had this long sidewalk. It was so long from the front of the door all the way out to the road where the cars were. Yeah. And I would practice catwalking from every time I would watch those shows.
I can see
I would practice catwalking down that sidewalk and just because I was just like, I'm going to be just like them. I would study how they walked, and there's a very distinct 90s walk.
Okay. Because I want to touch point on that because it seemed like back during that time frame, you had the Elle McPhersons of the world. You had the Naomi Campbell, which I think she had coined phrases for her walk. Was it actually the prowess?
I'm not
there was like
sure.
They were like coined because they had signature walks.
They did, yes, and that's what I was practicing. Those 90s walks.
Who did you align with more?
I don't even know their names. I was a kid, and that got shut down so quick, so I didn't even get to
Scarlette. That's
even
awful.
Find out who my favorite model was and be obsessed with her.
So he saw that you were watching that.
So this is what happened. After he came back from his business trip, he didn't immediately change the satellite back because they don't watch TV like that. They were doing other things. And so the satellite was still pointed in the sky or whatnot. And we were watching those same channels. And he was upstairs on the top floor. And so he had the whole front of the house they were all tinted glass windows, so he could see everything that was going on outside, but nobody could see what was going on in the house.
Holy buckets!
Yes.
Wow, girl.
So I didn't even know he was watching me because I couldn't see him.
Yeah.
But he was standing up at the top, watching me catwalk down the sidewalk. And I remember I was coming back, doing my little walk, and he was standing there. He came downstairs, came outside, and I didn't know what he was going to say. But he got in my face and was just like, you will never be one of those women. Models are whores, and they don't amount to anything. You will never be that.
That's cutting.
And it was...
Did you even at that time, because you're what, 7, 8
I
years
didn't even
old?
know what a horror was.
Yeah, you're probably like, what are
What?
you talking about? But that aggression
It was very
tone.
degrading. Like, nasty, like disgusting. Don't you even think about it.
Yeah.
And I was like, what are you talking about? They're beautiful. Do you see what they're wearing? Look at these outfits. But at the time, back then, I think there was like a culture of what men thought models were. And so he was just like, no, absolutely not. You're not gonna do anything like that. You're gonna become like this or that. He wanted something very specific for us.
Wow.
And modeling was just absolutely not.
Was out. So then you shut that off.
Yeah.
No longer access things that lit you up.
Oh, he turned that satellite so quick. He found, I didn't realize as a kid how much I was being stalked.
Oh, no.
Like, he
girl.
saw the channels we were watching. He would never crank that satellite back to that area in the sky. I don't know how he did it, but there was like so many cranks.
Yeah.
He never cranked it back there. So I never got to watch another show again.
Oh, that's terrible.
Because I thought maybe I'd sneak and watch the shows when he were gone and practice when he was. Nope.
No, you could not get access. You were cut off.
We were cut off.
Like a prison.
Yeah. And we were in the middle of nowhere with this giant house, all this land.
Yeah.
It was fenced off.
Yeah.
So we were.
Yeah. And then you probably, you had to probably go in your own mind a lot, which getting to know Scarlette, she is insanely creative, just creative from so many different angles. I just want to point that out.
Thank you.
Which I would think at that point you'd have to go into yourself.
I did.
Become more imaginative, more creative. But I want to say, I want to transition because I know that's a really painful time frame. And I know for myself, I would definitely suppress the hell out of it, right? Because you're living in that type of world, which it's chaotic, you can't understand. But once you started moving through 7, 8, and then you go into high school, and girl, were you tall? And the look that you had to have been a standout. You were a standout in high school.
Exactly how I was as I am now.
Girl, lucky.
Always been tall.
Like amazing.
Stick,
yes, but beautiful.
Thank you.
And just, I would envision the picture of all the kids in the class, right? And then there's Scarlette, right? That standout beauty, that tall girl. It's probably in the back row.
It was like in middle school, absolutely. I was like the tallest one. But after the 8th grade peak, during the summer, all the boys grew and they were taller than me. It was like, yes,
finally. Yes. So then in high school, that suppression piece, and then so in your mind, where were you thinking? Did you want to go somewhere beyond high school? What was your kind of next thing?
My stepfather was you can do sports. You're an amazing basketball player.
Oh.
Play basketball, run track, get a scholarship, be an athlete. So I focused on basketball and I was good at it.
Yeah.
And so we played a lot of basketball and I kept going there. And that was kind of the high focus of that. And there was no more talk of modeling ever again. So I played all throughout high school.
Can I ask you just a side note?
Uh-huh.
I want to say this, that suppression factor, I do have to ask because it just makes me wonder. But do you look back and kind of question maybe he had been exposed to something, or was it just control, suppression? You have to do this, and modeling is over here. And then I know we can't all psychoanalyze other people and the why they do the things that they do, but do you have any assumptions around that?
Oh, yes. And put it out there for the world to hear. And all the people that thought he was a great guy. My stepfather was a child molester.
Oh, no.
He was not a good man.
Okay,
He was a control freak.
Yeah.
He wanted everybody under his arm, do as I say.
Yeah.
Yes. People didn't know who he was behind closed door. He was that good.
Oh, dang.
Yeah.
And
he could make people believe whatever he wanted.
Holy buckets.
He was one of those powerful men. Yeah, he was one of those.
So that's probably everything to do with all that. So now, okay, and we won't go down that road much more, but I do want to say, so you played basketball in high school, and then afterwards, were you like, I can play basketball, I could potentially get a scholarship, or maybe I want to explore this, even though I know this is always modeling and being in the fashion world is always in the back of my mind. I've got curiosity there. Suppress it, but this is what I got to do more moving forward. What did you decide to do after high school?
Oh my gosh. Let me get to that part real
quick.
Okay,
oh yeah, get in it. Yeah.
Didn't really know what I was wanting to do, but basketball was peak. When I was 15, our house miraculously burned down. That big giant house. There was a couple other houses that got lit too. And the story was there was a wildfire or something. Something sparked, got caught, and we lost a bunch of houses. Wildfire caught. I found out years later that was not the case. There was suspected arson.
Holy crap.
Yeah. Because that house burned down. Apparently there was lots of money that was we had a house.
Oh, you had lots going on.
There was so much going on. So
yeah.
After the house burned down, my sister finished. She graduated high school in Poto, where we were. And then our whole family split up after that.
Oh, okay,
my mom wanted to go back to California. So we packed up, just us and her, the kids and her. We went to California. And stepfather, don't know where he went. And so we were in California and I played basketball there.
Okay.
And I talked to Cal State Dominguez Hills is where I was going to go play basketball. But basketball that's the highlight of your life in high school.
Right.
You breathe it, you drink, you sleep basketball. And I wanted a life because I was always locked down with my stepfather. Always, you have to do this, you have to do this. And I didn't want to play by anybody's rules. And in basketball, you have to be on time. You have to be at practice. The day after Christmas, we were on the road for tournaments. We didn't have time to spend with our families.
But it didn't seem like it lit you up.
It didn't.
You can just tell you're like, I had to do this. It was like a job.
Yes, it
Yeah,
was.
yes, exactly.
I wasn't and I was a little mischievous after I left because I wasn't under my stepfather's control anymore. So I was like, oh my God. And we were in California and I'm like, I could do all this stuff.
Yes.
And I might not get in trouble.
Okay.
I was dabbling in stuff, not enough to get thrown in jail, but I'm like,
we all teeter. We all just kind of touch the tip of the surface.
Yes.
So yeah, no, I know.
And it was just like, still trying to find myself. But basketball, it was just like, you know what? If I get a scholarship and I go, I'm never going to have a life. I'm never going to have a life outside of basketball. This is what it's going to be for me. And I don't want to do this. I ended up, my mom she was upset because she was just like, oh yeah, this is going to pay. You're fine.
Yeah.
Everything's covered. And I was like, I don't want to play basketball anymore. She's what?
Yeah.
And I was writing letters, because that's what we did back in the day, to my ex-husband.
Those are the fun romantic days where texting really wasn't a thing.
Yep.
It was all writings, letters, pen pal stuff. Yeah,
yes,
I get it.
We were writing letters.
Oh, how sweet.
He was still in Oklahoma. We went on one date before the house burned down and we had left. And I was like in love with him. Somebody that showed me attention.
Yeah.
Real attention. And he was handsome. He was very athletic. And we were writing letters to each other from Oklahoma and California. And when it came time, when I graduated, I was just like, I didn't like California.
Yeah.
And there's nothing against the state. It's so claustrophobic to me with people everywhere.
It's
and
congested.
I'm a outside country kid.
It's Oklahoma versus California. They're not even comparative. You know, you can't even compare that. Yeah. Makes sense.
It was just so overwhelming being there. And I was like, I just really want to go home. And so he was just kind of, oh, hey, I applied to these schools for you. And he was like, these are the ones you got into. And he was telling me the schools I got into. And I ended up moving back to Oklahoma so I could be with him, following the guy.
Oh, yeah, we all did that. I followed one all the way out here.
So moved back to Oklahoma.
Yeah.
And went to college for a semester at University of Arkansas, Fort Smith. And he was going to Del St. Gregory's University. And I ended up getting pregnant with my oldest. And we were, okay, we need to make real world decisions now.
Yeah, that wakes you up fast.
Yeah, it does.
Because you're a young mommy.
Yeah, 19.
Yeah, that's a young mommy.
Yeah.
Yeah, you do have to make instant decisions. It's like, holy shit, I got to really think about bills at 19,
what are we going to do?
And make sure that my child's getting the right things. At 19, you're still a kid.
Exactly.
Yeah. So now you're a new mommy. What did you guys end up doing?
So he was on a track scholarship.
Okay.
At his college he was going to. And there was this recruiter that got him. He would run because they had to stay in shape and stuff. And he was just like, there's this guy that keeps talking to me every time I go on these runs. And I think I'm going to stop and talk to him. And I know his mother was not happy about that because that's her only son.
Okay, gotcha.
And he was like, this sounds really cool. This recruiter had hyped him up and told him, you could be great. You've got this physique and we could use someone like you on the military. They got him.
Oh.
And then the money, how much he could make and what he could do. And he was sold.
Wow.
He immediately enlisted.
It is a very you're pulling on that ego, right?
Yeah.
And go shoot some guns and
Yeah.
get out there. So he enlisted. And then you're like, what the hell? I got this
Well,
baby. I'm
I was
19.
excited.
Oh, you
was-
were excited.
Yeah,
Okay.
because I wanted to get away from everybody and just
Yeah.
it be us.
Yeah, because then you saw your mom travel everywhere.
Yeah,
So it opens up the doors.
it does. And
Okay.
I wanted it to just be him and me and the baby and just starting life together. It was exciting. And so we were moving to Fort Lewis, Washington.
Oh, wow.
And that was our first duty station. And we drove all the way up there she wasn't even that, maybe a month, not even a month old.
Oh, wow.
and
That's
we
a big
were
transition.
all driving. He had to report to duty.
Oh,
And we were
gotcha.
these poor, broke 19-year-old kids.
Yeah. Yes. You
Living-
follow. You go do it. Yes.
Yeah. It was an amazing and scary experience moving up there.
Yeah.
But it was freeing from everybody. But then it got better, but then worse. Being up there and he was gone, working, obviously being in the military, which I didn't know anything about it.
Because did he have to leave and go over? So you go to training.
Yeah, he went to basic training while I was pregnant.
Okay.
After he had graduated training and we ended up getting married, and then we had her and moved up there.
Got you.
Yeah.
Okay. So then while there, being a stay-at-home mom, daddy is out doing what he has to do, right? Did you feel a sense, because I'm assuming now you've got some suppression around modeling and all the things that you wanted to do. You're not even thinking about it. Now you got to distract yourself with the child. You got to move and transition and navigate a new city, all the things that are happening. Did you ever think, what about me?
Yes, all the time.
All the time.
Yeah, because
Okay.
I was like, I want to do stuff too. And I had mentioned to him about modeling.
Yeah.
My ex-husband, and he was just like, no
He said
wife
no.
of mine is ever going to do that.
Wow.
And I was like, what? And he was just like, you just want to be put in a pretty little box so everybody can look at you. And he's no, you can stay at
Oh.
home and take care of the kid.
Oh, dang. Another control factor happening here.
I wasn't expecting that.
Right?
Yeah.
So then at that point then, were you like, I got to get out, or were you
No, I was just,
so in love?
no, my heart was broken. It was that
Oh.
additional shutdown. I shut down. It was
Yeah.
just like, what do I get to do?
Exactly.
But no, you have to stay home and you have to take care of the baby. And I'm just like, but I'm doing that. But I want to do something else too. So he was like, if you can find something for you to do that's not that, or you can maybe work at a call center if you can walk there or something. And I was like, but I need a car. And I have it. So I don't know if you can figure it out. Sure. So I was just like, I didn't like that at all.
yeah.
And I remember we got into this big fight one night because he was a big cheater. I don't care what they say. He's a big frickin' cheater. And I found out, I knew, but I was a kid. And I'm like, I don't know. I'm scared to leave. I don't know what to do. I don't have any money. And so I remember I had it one day. And I was like, I'm leaving. I'm just going to go with my mom. I didn't have the greatest relationship with mom. We weren't close. But I was like, I'm going to go home. And I remember I grabbed my purse, had my debit card and everything in it, had my kid on my hip, and I was leaving. And he blocked the doorway, and he crushed my debit card in his hands and was like, you're not going anywhere.
Oh, girl.
And I've never felt more vulnerable and trapped in my life.
Yes. Yeah.
And I was just like, I was very hurt because it was like, of all people, you.
Yeah.
And he never physically hurt me, but that was too close.
I think sometimes that emotional and that controlling piece is way physical's awful. Let's not get it twisted.
Yeah.
But that's lifetime emotional abuse like that, where the control factor comes in. It makes you question freaking everything. Everything.
So I knew I had
I
to
am
play.
so sorry that you had to deal with that.
Yeah.
Looking
you know-
back, like that is crazy.
It is.
Do you go back and like when you tell your story and say it out loud, are you like, holy shit balls, this is what I dealt with. This is what I was dealing with
Well,
at 19.
At 19, there was a knob that turned, like just a hair, like the frequency that changed when you're just fuzzy, and then all of a sudden it immediately, instantly clear. That was that.
That was that moment.
That was that moment. And I like woke up and I was just like, this will never happen again. And I'd play just like he did. And so I manipulated him. And I was just like, wouldn't it be so cool if I joined the military? Oh my God, we could be like this badass couple, military couple. He ate that up. He
Yeah.
liked it. Oh my God, that would be so good. He's, what would you do? And I'm like, I don't know. I should go talk to a recruiter. So he accompanied me to a recruiting station just to see what they would say
Yeah.
and everything. And I had the recruiter assess me because I didn't know like what to do. I was like, I don't know what I'm good at. I know I want to model, and they don't have that in the military.
Right.
I was just thinking about what my stepdad said. You need to make something of yourself.
Yeah.
So I'm just like, I don't know what I'm good at. So I had the recruiter asking me questions, and obviously you're going to take the ASVAB and the testing and stuff. And he was like, you seem like you'd be really great working with people. And so I was put in human resources.
Yeah.
And
human resources in the military is not, it's another ball game. It's not what I think the classic human resources is in business, right? Can you explain a little bit about that?
it kind of just depends. It's all broken down, but I worked at brigade level in human resources, and we were in charge of the soldiers. They're every day updating their employee personal records, dealing with punishments with them, dealing with their weapons cards. It's literally the soldier's packet. The soldier themselves, we dealt with it.
Okay, gotcha.
Yes.
Interesting.
Yes. And it's a handling of lots of their paperwork too. And it's called the S1 office or the PAC office. And it didn't really get a good rep because lots of soldiers complained, oh, S1 always loses our paperwork and you guys suck and this, that, and the other. And I'm not going to invalidate anybody's experience because I know there are people that should not have been working in human resources. It's handling of paperwork and just, they don't care. Okay, I got my job. I'm in here. I was different. I loved it. I did. I actually, my recruiter put me in a really good position. I thrived off of helping people, leading people. And I joined and I enlisted, went to basic training.
Yeah.
And I went to Fort Jackson, South Carolina.
Okay.
And I was in training for 7-8 months.
As a mom.
As mom.
Holy crap.
Yeah. And
that's a lot.
He didn't keep the baby. He sent her down to his mom's.
His
while
mom.
He did training and stuff because deployment's coming up and
Yeah, you got it. You got a lot. This is a requirement.
yeah.
There's a no, you can't say no.
Yes.
Yes.
And so
Wow.
they did make it so that when we were in together, we had a joint domicile. So wherever he stationed, because he had outranked me at the time, they would put me within a 50-mile radius. But in that case, we were both Army, so we were stationed on the same base.
Wow. Okay, gotcha.
So we would just move around together.
You moved around together. I didn't realize that. I'm assuming they'd keep family units together.
They
and everything,
tried,
but you guys
they tried their best.
They tried their best. But I want to say something, Scarlette. You lit up when you talked about the fact that you enjoyed changing the culture with the HR group.
Yeah.
And what do you think about? I want to dive just a little bit. What do you think it is, or what do you think it was that you did to shift it? What do you think that piece about you?
Oh man, so after basic training, it was rough a little bit after training. Like I was going to Fort Hood. They're like, everybody's going to Fort Hood. You're deploying, and that was just like everybody knew it. When I got to my first duty station, it was the 21st Aircraft Brigade. I was the only private, and that's just so rare. And
why is that? I don't even know.
I don't even know either. I felt special. Like the universe did something.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, there was a path laid out for me.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Because they were like, this is unheard of. You have this private in this aircraft brigade. And so I remember when I got there and I walked into this office, this warrant officer came out. And I'd never seen a real warrant officer before. Those were unheard of in basic training.
Really? Okay.
And she comes out. She's so beautiful. And Chief Romo, that's her name, Maritza Romo. And I will never forget her.
Okay.
She was my first boss in the military. And she just came out and she was like, oh my God. And she just hugged me. And I was just like, I was so scared because in basic training, you don't touch. No, no. But I forgot this is the real military. That's okay.
Yeah.
And she hugged me and she was like, I'm so happy that you're here. I just need some help. And she was like, I'm going to teach you everything. Whatever I know, you're going to know.
That's
and
wonderful.
she did.
Yes.
She gave me accesses to stuff no private would have access to until you got rank and status. And she literally taught me everything I knew.
That's
in the
wonderful.
military. And I took that with me every duty station.
That's wonderful. And what's really important to just make note that you've had these pivotal moments in your life that we got to hold on to that, right? Yeah. But then you have these key influencers that come in and out. And it could be, I've heard every story. It can be women, it could be men, but it sounds like to me you had this strong female influence that came in, but it came to you with love.
Yes.
Like this openness of, I see you and I see the potential in you. That is really empowering.
It was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You lit up when you talked about it. I love that. I love to see that.
She was a huge impact on my military career.
Gotcha.
As a teenager. And I wasn't a teenager then after the graduation basic training and stuff, but I was like 20, 21 years old, 21. And she changed everything for me. She was just, I would sit next to her to the point where she moved my desk in her office so I could sit next to her and help her with stuff. And the whole unit was supportive. I completely understand that there are a lot of military people out there and veterans that did not have a good or great leadership, support chain, whatever. That was not the case for me. That was not the case for me. I've been blessed with amazing leadership.
I mean, it sounds like to me that you've had a lot of outside of family, right? You've had these experiences that help define really who you are. You know what I mean? And yeah, and you do hear, I've interviewed a vet on our podcast, and you do hear a mix of, okay, I did not have that great of experience. And then you hear the ones like yourself that are like, oh yeah, I found my family.
I did.
And it sounds like to me you did find your family, and you found your footing, and you gained confidence, you gained skill sets, you then started to climb the ranks.
I needed that.
You need that
because I didn't know how to do anything. The military was like my father, if that makes sense. Not my stepfather or father, but a father figure, that structure, the discipline. This is where I learned how to manage a bank account. This is where I learned how to buy my first car. This is where I learned how to do the stuff that they should be teaching you in high school.
Yes, they should.
This is how I had to learn. And they taught me so well. It was just easy to pick up. I'm like, I didn't know that I had to do all these, and paying taxes and how to take out a loan and paying it back and what interest is and all this stuff. And I'm just like, this is a lot. Yeah. And I had two other key women within the military, and Anne Marie Biddle and Paige Dixon. They were like my soul sisters in the military. And if I'm being honest, those two women, we don't talk every day, but we check in every now and then, even if it's just through a text. But those are the two women that if shit ever went down, those are the two that get the phone call first.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah.
That's good.
It's gather the kids. We need a plan. Those two. Yeah.
That's awesome. Now, okay, let me ask you, and I just from a side note, you were basically in office, essentially, doing a lot of the filing, the paperwork, management. Did you ever get in the field? Did you ever see?
Yeah. We were so before deployment, we were out in White Sand. This was like, oh my God. Okay. So yes, field, Fort Hood, Texas. We would go on these gunnery missions. So we would have to train these Kuwaiti soldiers because I was in an air cav brigade. We had Kuwaiti soldiers come in and they would qualify on their aircraft on these AH-64 Deltas, these big Apache helicopters.
Okay, yeah.
And we would be out in the bum sticks of Fort Hood, Texas, out there for weeks, months, while they're trying to qualify shooting targets on their aircraft so that they can go downrange and deploy. And then we were out there for all the time, just training these guys. And then we would train, and we'd be at the range all the time. And then we'd be training with Task Force Odin. They were UAP and UAV pilots that flew from the ground. That's when we first started out of that Task Force Odin 1, 2, and 3.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
And there was lots of training. And then even moving on to Fort Bliss, Texas, we were in White Sands Missile Range for 6 months, testing weapons and equipment before going downrange.
I'm sorry, but that'd be kind of cool.
Well,
I know that's like if you're in the trenches, but I'm like, how freaking cool are you are you flying in those helicopters?
Yeah, but not all. Okay, so in Fort Hood, yes, because I was in the Air Cav Brigade. So they used to take me up all the time. And I actually wanted to be a pilot, but we didn't go there.
Yeah.
But in Fort Bliss, we were there, and the weapons that we were testing weren't cool. They were shit.
Oh.
They were bad. It was basically, we would never deploy with this.
What?
Yeah.
Wait, and that's happening in the military?
Yeah, because that's what I'm like, there's a budget for something. And there's people that think up all these different weapons and equipment and things. And we took, I don't even know who were the engineers of these things. We would take these out to the missile range, and we would test it and see how it did, and trackers and all kind of things. And it was just crappy. And I remember...
And we're paying for this?
Let's
just take a little mental note on that one.
Of course.
Yeah.
Obama came down that year. Yeah, that was the year. I remember they were like, President Obama's coming down. There's Secret Service everywhere in Fort Bliss. And Sergeant Major of the Army Preston came down. General Casey came down. All these high-profile people came down to see what we were doing and working on. Even Robert Gates, he came down too. And we had to tell him that it was shit.
Okay.
And we got shut down.
Oh, interesting.
Oh, yes. So the whole brigade got shut down, 5th Brigade, 1st Armored Division. And everybody, it got broke apart, and it...
Shut down meaning like...
I think
the word can't get out on this?
No, or it's not like... It was kind of like they just, you know what? This unit's not needed anymore.
Oh.
We're going to...
tear it down. Got it.
Push everybody out to 3rd Brigade, 1st Armored Division, and then you guys are going to go deploy.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so it was just... I guess he was just like, oh, this is a waste of money, so...
Yeah.
I don't know the logistics of it. We got lied to so much.
Dang. Yeah.
There's lots of lies and cover-ups, and it's just kind of like, you don't ask questions, and if you ask questions, you're not really going to get a straight, truth-forward answer.
Oh, I think that happens. It's been happening for a long time.
And so when we were testing these things, I remember, I don't even know their names anymore. We were in the talk, and that's this big, giant tent where most of the happenings are happening. All the TV screens are up there, and they were asking about, how's everything going? All the officers, oh, yeah, everything's great, sir, and one of them perfect, yeah. And we're all like, no, it's not.
Yeah.
But the Sergeant Major of the Army clocked all of our faces. And he was just like, yeah, we want to talk to them since they're out there.
Yeah, they know.
Yeah.
You guys know.
Yeah.
Did the truth get out?
Oh, yes, absolutely. And that's why
they shut it down.
Everything was moved out. Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah. And
you wonder how often that does go on.
Probably a lot more than we think.
Yeah. But that's putting our soldiers at risk.
They don't care.
Oh, girl.
I don't believe they care.
Oh, that breaks my heart.
I mean,
seeing all these young kids going over there and fighting for our country and all the things that are going on. Girl, we cannot go down that lane today.
No, we probably shouldn't, because I have some things to say about it.
I know you.
I don't like
you
that. I don't,
yeah.
Like Iraq, we were going over there thinking we're the heroes, and we're not. Right. And guess what's happening now? The same thing.
I know.
We are not the heroes.
That is so true.
Next.
Yes. Next. We'll move on. Action the trenches, and they know. Mm-hmm. That's interesting. You need to be going on some podcasts.
You need to get the guys that are actually there in the mountains, the ones that have the stories.
Oh, they do have the stories.
Yeah. They have like the stories. The ones that were like, well, this was really going on there. You know.
Well, it's starting to come out.
It is.
Like there's more and more podcasts. There's more and more people talking and people putting themselves at risk to have those hard conversations with the world. But I think it's needed because we need to be questioning some things.
We do.
We can't just be sitting back and listening, going, oh, we're going to sit in idle mode and pretend like nothing is happening.
Yes.
But anyway, we won't digress there. But because we want to hear about you. So now moving forward, you started to gain a lot of confidence. You were building your career in the military. Were you seeing a future in the military for yourself and for your family? Were you thinking you were going to be long game?
I did. I thought I was going to go career. I wanted to be a pilot.
Okay.
That did not go. We lost, so I did a whole packet. I wanted to go to warrant officer school. I wanted to fly Blackhawks, and that year we lost a lot of aircraft, and I got scared.
Yeah, that would be scary.
I had just had my son.
Yeah, because you're like, now think I'm a mommy.
Yeah.
It's not about me.
Yep. So I was just like, you know what? I might die. Because I was like, you know what? I'm going to graduate WOCS. They're going to give me an aircraft. I'm going to go downrange and deploy, and I'm going to be responsible for people.
Yeah, that's heavy.
And I was really scared.
Did you get offered that and then you had to make that decision?
No, that's what I knew what was going to happen after I graduated.
You did know. That was your future.
It's the same thing as basic training. Once you finish basic training, you're most likely going to deploy.
Yeah.
Because I was in during 9/11 during that time. So most of everybody that graduated basic training, you went out and you deployed. So it was kind of going to be the same thing with
they determine your career path, essentially.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Because as a warrant officer, I'd be an officer and I would be a pilot, and that's all I would be doing is flying. That would be my sole job.
Yeah, that's intense, man.
And so I was just like, as much as I want to do that, I am so scared. And I didn't do it. And that career for the military, that was like, no, I'm kind of done.
Yeah.
I'm kind of done. And I was kind of having more issues with my ex-husband, and I was just over it.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
so when did the pivot happen?
The pivot happened in, 2010, 2011.
Okay.
Something like that. And I got out. It's like not renewing my contract. I stayed in Fort Bliss with my ex-husband for a while. And I was like, I'm going to make things easier for him because he was having to get out too. He was going to fight it. He had gotten hurt and he was not passing his tests. You have to have these tests like hearing and all these things, and he wasn't passing them. They're like, you're going to have to be reclassed to something else. You can't go down range. You're not fit to do these things because you have these issues. And
was that because, can I ask, was it because of a
service connected? Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
Wow. Oh, wow.
And they were putting him out. And he was like, I'm going to fight it. And I was just like, knowing what I know as HR, I was like, you're not going to win, but I support you if you want to try. Yeah. And so what I did was I left, went back home to Oklahoma, and I bought us a house in Arkansas, which is on the border, Fort Smith, Arkansas.
Okay.
And so I bought us a house because I thought, I'm still trying to be a good wife. And
just kind of get yourself rooted.
Yes.
Right?
And so I was like, I will buy us a house and I will get us established. And so that way, if he loses, when he loses, he will have a place to come home to.
That's what a heart. You have a beautiful heart. That's amazing. Yeah. And strong.
Thank you.
So that's very cool. So you ended up getting a house, getting grounded, getting the kids in school, and kind of moving forward. And then, so what did you do? Were you just kind of, did your brain start ruminating over, I could be potentially doing something with modeling?
No.
What?
That was so gone.
I was hopeful.
No.
Okay.
I'm telling you, that was so gone. Oh, actually, hold on. Let me back up.
Yeah.
There was one opportunity that was it for me. Okay. So you remember America's Next Top Model?
Yes.
So I started doing a self-tape for that.
Shout out to Adrienne Curry. She's in Montana. Hi, Adrienne.
Hi.
Go ahead. Sorry.
I started doing all the self-tape and getting everything ready for that. And my ex-husband was like, what are you doing? And I told him, I was like, there's this America's Next Top Model and I really want to be on it. He's like, that's so fucking stupid.
What?
And he was just like, he heckled me so bad for that.
Oh.
To the point, I was just like, I don't even want to do this. But then, you know what? That might have been a blessing in disguise.
Oh, yeah. With all the shit coming out now. Holy crap.
Yes.
I'm watching all the tea on that. And I'm like, what? Yeah.
So I was just like, man, this hurts. And then I got one more opportunity. We were in Fort Bliss. There was this event happening in Arizona. And it was just all these agencies were going to be there. And all you had to do was buy a ticket to the event. It was like $200, and then you had to just get there. And it was basically just to be put in front of all these modeling agents and get to talk to people.
Is it like a conference room where they're all set up like vendors?
Yes, it was this big. It was the biggest hotel I've been in a long time. It was in Arizona.
Okay.
And I told my ex-husband, I was just like, I know that you don't support me in this, but I would love for you to support me in this. Would you watch the kids? I'm like, you don't have to come, but I just want to go to Arizona to this event and just see if I can get picked up. And he just laughed at me. He was like, that's never going to happen. Because yeah, go on.
Look at you.
And so I drove. I went out there and came back, and I got a couple bites, but no follow-ups.
Okay.
And I came back, and he was very much, what did you expect? You have kids, you're old, and this, that, and the other. I was like mid-20s.
That's old.
Yeah. To him, yeah.
I don't have a chance. Anyway, go ahead.
He wasn't nice about it.
Yeah.
And people think, oh, yeah, he was such a nice guy. No, he wasn't.
Yeah.
And so I cried.
I would have cried too.
It was really sad. So
a lot of dream smashing.
it was so
I hate dream smashers.
That was done. That was it for me.
Okay.
Modeling, I was like, forget it.
You literally put it in the vault, locked it up, and we're like, I'm done. I'm not even going to chase that
Never again.
Okay.
So when I was back in Oklahoma and then bought the house in Arkansas, I was trying to hustle and grind. What do I do? And so I started working for the Department of Justice. And at that time, Christopher was out. He was out. And he didn't win. He lost. They put him out. He was on medical.
And Christopher's her ex-husband.
My ex-husband,
yep.
yes.
Mm-hmm.
And so he stayed at home. And he just sat around. And he was complaining that he was bored. And I was just like, you have a very privileged life. And I'm like, you have this house, which you didn't pay for. And you have these kids that want you to spend time with them, and you don't have to work. You can go do whatever you want. You can go fishing. You can work on cars. You can have a hobby. You can rest for a moment. And he was just like, yeah. So he did. And I didn't get mad. He played video games a lot.
Oh, gosh.
And I was like, okay with that because I was like, oh, you've done a lot. We've both done a lot. But I was just still thinking more about him and the family. I was the corraler of everybody. Yes.
Yeah, you're gluing everybody together.
Yeah. And he did that for a long time. And then he started working on our house and it was unfinished. He got bored and just decided to stop.
Oh, dang.
And he was like, I want to go get a job. And I was like, okay, go get a job. And he did. And he found out that he liked welding. And so he started welding and stuff. And then I found out during the Department of Justice when I was working and stuff that he had fathered a kid.
What? No.
Yeah. Like,
shut it.
my taxes kept getting hit. I was like, what is going on?
Oh,
Because
girl,
I
he's
did
out.
everything.
He is out.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I was like, I'm not going to incriminate myself, but I found out that it was him through the Texas Attorney General for child support.
Oh, bye.
And I was just like, what?
Yeah.
Because he was such a good liar. The first year my taxes got hit, he was like, oh man, I'm so sorry. You know what? I drew unemployment and I forgot to give you the little tax form. And I was like, babe, you can't forget these things are super important. And we're going to get in trouble by the IRS. And he said, it won't happen again. Next year comes around. My taxes get hit again. And he's, oh my God, I'm so sorry. I won some money at the casino and forgot to tell you. I was like, when did you win money at the casino? And why didn't we see any of it?
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Where did that go?
Yeah. And he's, I'm so sorry. He's, I bought this and that in the house. I was like, yeah, sure. Whatever.
Oh, it all comes out.
And
it
then
all comes out.
The third time was a charm. And the universe is just like, Scarlette, I don't know how many times we have to tell you to leave this guy, but if you don't want to leave, we'll find reasons. We'll just keep dropping them on you.
Yeah.
So here comes the third year. And I was like, you know what? I do the thing that I did. And I found out what it was.
Yeah.
And man, that was like...
It's another pivot moment.
That was the turning point. And that was like the universe is like, yes, finally, she's got it.
Yeah.
She's going to leave.
Good.
And it still took some time. It was sad because of family issues. I am not close with my family at all. And then I found out there's this little boy that doesn't know anybody. And I found out how he did the woman, how dirty he did her.
Yeah.
We ended up connecting, her and I. And she was like, I knew about you. But after, I was like, what? I was like, tell me about that. And she was like, we were together. So when I left to go buy us a house and do all the things, he was playing house with her.
Oh.
Yeah. In a different house, some rented house. And he got her knocked up. And she thought they were together.
Holy crap.
And then she said one day
it's like a double life.
One day she came home and he was gone.
Wow.
Packed up, gone. And she's pregnant. Didn't know where he went.
That's
so she starts investigating.
You got the tea on. You learned.
Yeah. She told me. I started investigating and trying to figure out what the heck.
Wow.
And she said that she had found he left his dog tags in the bathroom. She stole his social security number. And that's how she found where he was. And that's how she found out who I was. And he's freaking married and he's got kids. And she said she felt so duped.
Yeah.
She was in a depressive state while she was pregnant. It was bad.
That would be terrible.
Yeah.
Wow.
And she said she thought for months if she was going to tell me and this, that, and the other. And then she's you know, I don't want to be a homewrecker. You didn't do anything wrong.
Yeah.
It was him. And I didn't say anything to you because I didn't want to ruin that. And she was like, and I felt bad.
Yeah.
It was like, he did us both wrong. And it wasn't like she was going around knowing that I was there and flirting and trying to get with him. She was just as duped as I was.
And is that moment where you're like, holy hell, it's time. It's time for me.
Yeah, I'm done.
Yeah.
I filed divorce paperwork. I was like, I'm so done with this.
Is that when you moved to Montana?
No, not yet. Not without making him pay.
Of course. Of course.
I got with her. I was like, I think he needs to meet the kids. He needs to know who his brothers and sisters are.
Yeah.
So her and I got together and we met. We drove 6 hours apiece and we met in Midland, Texas.
Yeah.
And we would exchange. She would give me her kid and I'd take him all the way up to Oklahoma. And I was like, hey, here's your son.
Yeah. Holy.
And I was like, you're going to tell the kids who this is. And how he became about. I made him do all the things. I made him tell his whole family. And I was like, we're going to parade him around the whole town so everybody can see you're a cheater. Oh, it's your little nephew? No, he doesn't have any brothers and sisters. This is his kid.
Yeah.
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 Yeah. And I took care of that kid like he was my own.
That's wonderful.
And her and I did that dance for a while, divorce paperwork for stuff that was happening.
Yeah. Yeah.
I sold the house and he was like, F this. He left, went to South Carolina or something like that. North Carolina or South Carolina on some job, welding. And I just remember that was probably the easiest and quickest divorce I filed. And it was like granted in 7 days.
That's amazing.
With kids.
Yeah. Yeah.
With kids.
Wow.
The judge wasn't having it.
Yeah. No. Not with stuff like that happening in the background.
She was not having it. And so I called him and I was like, hey, you need to be here to sign these divorce papers. I was like, do not. Because I'm just like, I'm going to make your life living hell if you don't.
Yes.
And he did. He drove 11 hours and he showed up. He signed the papers. And I don't know where he went. He was
is it like a finality where it was over and you just moved on?
Yeah, I was so nice. I even packed up his gun cabinet.
Girl, you're way too nice.
All these things for him. So he came back. He only took his guns. He left everything else. He left all his power tools, all kind of stuff. I told the new buyer, I said, you guys can have everything in here. And the guy was like with the new homeowner, he's, I can have all these tools. Yeah. I was like, it comes with the house, bud. He's, heck yeah. I was like, if he tries to come back and get him, absolutely not. We gave all that stuff. He just took his guns and left. And then that's when I tried to figure out, what am I going to do now?
Yeah, you have to.
I didn't have a house. Yeah. I was staying with his mom because she was just like.
In Oklahoma, right?
Yeah. She was like, I don't want my kids to not have a place to stay. She's like, you can always come stay with me. I don't like what he did.
Yeah.
I didn't know this. She felt really bad.
Yeah.
I didn't raise him to be that way, but it happened. So you can stay with me until you figure out what you want to do. So I stayed with her, and the plan was I was going to buy some land in Tahlequah, Oklahoma.
Okay.
And I was going to build a house and be a hermit in the woods and just cry.
Right. That sounds depressing.
Yes. Yes.
I don't know. Sometimes it kind of sounds great to do that. Yeah. Get away from everything.
There's 7 acres.
Yeah.
The river's back there. This is what I'm going to do. And I remember I was on realtor.com every day. Okay. So I found this piece of land. I looked at it. I'm like, I'm going to call this lady. We're going to walk the land. This is where I'm going to build my house. And I remember I started to dial the number because, on the realtor, you can click to just pop up and hit call. So I did that. And then I got this, I don't even know how to describe this feeling. It was just like, it came down and it hit me in the pit of my stomach. And it was this voice. I know, I'm not crazy. It said, you're not moving to Tahlequah. You're moving to Montana.
Wow.
Yes. And I'm like, what? And my stomach I started feeling sick. And I was like, you're moving to Montana. You're moving to Montana. I'm like, no, what? What the heck is Montana? Yeah. I forgot it existed.
Oh, everybody does.
I remember in 5th grade where we had to learn the capitals. And I was like, Helena.
Yeah.
But I was like, what? Yeah. Montana. So I started to think, I just went through a traumatic divorce. I'm having some kind of meltdown. I'm going crazy. I was like, fucking Montana? I'm not moving to Montana. Who does that? What? So I'm like, no, whatever. I'm trying to block. This is crazy. So I'm scrolling and looking. I'm going to call this lady. And then I get sick. And I just start bawling, like crying. There's a part of me that's, no, you have to go. You have to go. And so I'm crying. And I'm like, okay, I'm going to go to Montana. I'm like, what the fuck? I'm going to Montana. As soon as I accepted it, I get another, I don't know if you want to call it a download or a voice or intuition. And it was like, there's a promotion opportunity on USA Jobs. And I'm just being led on my phone to do these things. I go there, there's a promotion opportunity. And guess where the heck it's at? Montana.
Oh my gosh.
And so I'm like, there's no way. I click it, drop my resin. I'm like, yes, I would like a promotion. This. It was like a competitive promotion.
Okay.
So I had to compete with other people for this promotion. And I get a call. Government paperwork is slow.
Yeah, because this is government.
Government.
I just want to make sure to stress that. Okay.
It took months for me to get my clearance and all the things to go through DOJ. 3 months.
Okay.
And then they called, and then I get this call, and I was upstairs with the U.S. attorney, and I was like, yeah, I applied for this job. And he's, no, you can't leave. And I was like, I'm leaving unless you're going to call the U.S. attorney in Montana and swap me.
Yes. Yeah.
And he was just like, I don't know. We could see if they have space. But I got this call right in the middle of our conversation, and he's, hi, this is Kirk Powell. Is this Scarlette? And I knew it was the number because it was a 505 Albuquerque number. And I was like, that's got to be them. And he offered me Montana.
Wow.
And I was just like,
we're going to Montana.
I'm going to Montana. And I'm like, I don't know how. What? what?
Yeah.
And when I had sold the house, all this money came out of the house, even though it was unfinished.
Wow.
And so I had money, and I took my kids to Hawaii.
Good.
And he was like, can you be here tomorrow? And I was like, no.
What year was this?
This was in 2019.
2019. Got you.
So
you moved to Montana in 2019.
I did, yeah.
Which part of Montana? Helena? Oh, yeah, you could be at the Capitol.
Yeah, sight unseen. I was the first one.
That's awesome, girl. And you were meant to be here.
I was so meant to be here.
You were.
I did. I came up, I did some recon work because I told him, I was like, no, I got a plan for stuff. He's, what do you have to do? And I was like, I got to move my whole family up here, man. And it was still remote work. So I'm just like, what does that even matter? So he was like, all right. He's like, when do you want to be here? I was like, June? He's great. We'll see you in June. We'll have somebody send you paperwork, all the things. So I was like, oh my gosh, okay. So I took my kids to Hawaii, had a huge farewell at the Department of Justice, packed up my stuff. The kids wanted to finish out the rest of the school year, so they stayed in Oklahoma with grandma. And I was like, I will go find us a house.
Good.
And so I came up here with a friend. We did some recon work. I was like, I like it here. And then I didn't see an apartment that I liked that caught my eye or anything.
Right,
I wanted something a little cheaper because I was like, I'm not going to be there long. I'm buying a house. So my first apartment in Montana was $500 a month.
That's unheard of.
Unheard of.
Yeah.
And I didn't even know what it looked like. I had been talking to the guy and he was just like, he was describing to me what it looked like.
Right.
And he was like, when are you coming up here? And I told him, and he was like, okay, call me when you're about an hour out. He's, I'm going to go unlock your apartment and the keys are going to be sitting on the counter. And I was like, okay. And that's what happened.
But let me ask you this. Coming from Oklahoma to Montana, you're in Helena. It's freaking amazing. Anybody that hasn't been to Montana, it takes your breath away. I'm not trying to sell our state because I don't want more people coming. I want to keep it like a tree. It's a treasure for all of us.
It's a treasure.
It is a treasure.
State.
But were you like, holy hell when you came? I
cried.
You cried.
I was emotional.
So it was almost like, yeah, this
home.
is where you're supposed to be.
That I instantly
knew. I love that.
And it was so emotional because it was like when you have a kid and you're like, how could you love something so much you've never met?
Yes.
It was like, how could I be in love with a place I've never even...
I know.
What is Montana? Yeah. Where have you been? I don't know you. I forgot you.
Right.
Yeah.
And so many opportunities here, which I want to get into. I want to know when it was. You were with the DOJ, right? Mm-hmm. And then you moved to Montana. You still were working. And then how long was it? And what was the moment when you were like, I'm going to open that vault and I am going to let my creative juices flow and I'm going to model. When did that happen?
It was in, I want to say 2020, right after COVID. So
that wasn't that far along after you moved here.
Yeah. So the world was shut down. And this was right when COVID was ending. So we were all locked up in our houses. I obviously wasn't doing modeling, but I was traveling all over Montana. We can go anywhere. So people were like, oh my God, you know so much about Montana. And I've lived here my whole life. Yeah. Because I went everywhere and did everything. And then finally, when the world started opening up, I was so excited to go down to the walking mall and see people because I would go down there and it was just
That's empty. A cool spot. Yeah, it's
empty.
A cool spot.
And so finally, I'm like, people are going outside. I want to go downtown and meet people and say hi. And so I'm walking around beat bopping and everybody's outside. And it's a beautiful day. And I'm like, wow, Montana's alive. Because I moved here when it was shut down.
Yeah.
At the end, it was like we had 2019 and then it was kind of like, it was done. But I was walking through the walking mall and there was this man and his wife. And he was just like, hey, he was like, are you a model? And I was like, no. And he was like, you should be a model. And I was like, yeah, everybody says that. And he was just like, he introduced himself and he's my wife and we're a marketing company and we're trying to get everybody to know these businesses in Helena, Montana. You guys are brand new open now and nobody knows what there is to do here.
Yeah.
So we're going around and we're getting with businesses and I'm marketing to them and they're buying these packages and we're doing videography work and just marketing and blasting them all over Montana so that people know things to do in Helena, Montana. So that was the name of the company.
Oh, okay.
Things to do in Helena, Montana.
Yes. Don't they have reels? I think they did have reels.
I'm on one of them.
Yeah, I think I've seen that.
Yeah.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's how I got picked up there. So we started doing videography work and just going around to different businesses. And I would be like, hi, I'm Scarlette and we're here at this place.
Yeah, I love that.
And it was fun. And then I was also making handmade soaps and lotions and chapsticks and stuff. And I was just hobbying. And then people were like, you should sell this. And I'm like, no. And they're like, you should really sell this. So I was like, okay, fine. So people on Facebook started buying my soaps and stuff.
Were you modeling your soaps?
I was, just showing them off and whatever. And there's this man, and he is from Arkansas, and he has a t-shirt company. And his name's Mike Pennington, Husk brand. And he...
Little plug.
Yes.
Okay.
Husk brand. You guys go buy some t-shirts.
Okay, there we go.
And he was just hitting me up. You would be a really good model for my company. Listen, I'm not a scam. I just think you would be great. I've seen the stuff you're doing. He's with your soaps and stuff. I'd love for you to model some shirts. I'm like, no, I don't want to.
So you still shut the door.
I did.
But was it opening up a little bit more?
He was
and
persistent.
More? Yeah.
Very persistent.
It takes the right people to get you to get, you know what I mean? To get you there.
And he pulled me out. I was like, fine.
Yeah.
Fine. He's okay, great. You don't have to do anything. I'm going to send you shirts. I'm just going to tell you how you need to. He's just, don't have your hair covering the logo and stuff. He had some instruction. Yeah. And all you have to do is just take the pictures, send them to me. I'm just going to post them on the t-shirt website. And you keep the apparel. And I was like, are you sure? And he's absolutely. So it became a thing.
Oh.
And I started modeling for Husk Apparel.
Wow.
On their Facebook page and their Instagram page. And
so your first gig, your first job.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
And I had so much clothing. I was just like giving it away.
But did you naturally kind of know as a model, you have, for those that are listening, a little bit of a understanding about Scarlette. She's really tall. She's almost ballerina-esque, but the way you do move is gazelle-esque. You know what I mean? So I can tell you probably do just it's like an athlete. You automatically probably know how to position your body and move your body to where it sells the thing.
I know my angles.
You know your angles.
Lots of women, we always looking at our bodies and critiquing and this, that, and the other. And
Allie knows this.
We know the sides of ourselves that we think look the best.
Right.
But modeling for me is like I dance.
Yeah.
It just depends on what kind of clothing you're wearing. It's almost like acting.
Yeah.
You get into the character of what you're wearing, and that's how you model. So if you're like modeling elegant wear, then of course you're going to be delicate and soft and this and that. And if you're modeling hip hop wear, you're going to be like cool and awesome and do all these things. But
I can see you are able to float.
Yeah.
I can. When you just said that, I can see that about you. You're able to pivot.
Yes.
Which has been your entire life of pivoting,
hasn't it? Yeah.
Themes. But yeah, that's interesting. So Lynn, okay, did that open up doors to a modeling agency?
Rocky Mountain Agency.
What?
The Rocky Mountain Agency. And
there is not many of them up here.
No, I want to say it's the Rocky Mountain Agency, and I want to say Glacier Model Management, but I don't know if they're active. But wait, they have to be, because I know that Carly, who's the agent and the owner of Rocky, is going on some casting calls, and they're looking for new faces, and I think she's paired up with Glacier Model Management.
Okay.
I went to one of their castings in Bozeman.
What was that like for you? Because you'd never been to one, right?
I was scared.
You were scared.
It was like going to Arizona again in front of those people and getting the bites but no follow-up. And so I was just like, because things were going so good. And I had talked to Carly, and she was very nice. Yeah, you should come on to this casting, and just through messaging and stuff. And I was like, okay. And they were like telling me, okay, bring these types of clothes because we're going to do test shoots to see how you perform in front of the camera.
Okay.
And so I went down, and there was other models there, and I was scared.
Yeah.
I was just like, oh my gosh, and I have all these clothes in my suitcase, and she's going through and she's looking at all my stuff, and she picks out some outfits for me to change into. They do a little bit of hair and some light makeup, and they take some headshots, and we go outside and do some nature shots. And she was like, yeah, thanks. And everything went great. She was so sweet and so nice. And I was just like, this is different, because it was really chaotic.
Yeah.
When I went to
the Arizona event.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so it was just a small group of her and a couple of other HMUs and photographers. And I was like, this was really nice. And I had a nice conversation with her, and I left. And I think a week later, she sent me a contract, and I was like,
a contract?
Oh my God, wait.
That's a big deal.
Yeah. And I was like,
so you're officially then become a model of that agency to which they give you jobs.
They don't give you jobs. She has all the work and the connections.
Yeah.
And she is the one that posts them on our app. And she will, if you're available for the job, she puts it out there. and you have to say
And
if you're
then you
available
have to
or
go
not.
do it.
Yeah, you select if you're available for the job.
Okay.
And then I think all of that goes over to the client.
Okay, gotcha.
And then they pick who they want.
Right.
And then it comes back to her and she's, hey, you've been selected, and this is how much they're paying and all the things.
Wow.
Yeah. So
I didn't even know that these agencies existed here because I'm like, where did the jobs go? But now, folks, Montana is happening. It has
Yes.
got a happening arts, culture, music, all things. We just got a new Hollywood Studios
We did.
thing. It's kind of, it's
Story House,
happening.
Montana in Missoula. And Carly, she's such an amazing agent. She's running the Rocky Mountain Agency. Like,
Wonderful.
she's doing big
We need
things.
that.
Absolutely.
And we also need encouragement. We need encouragement for men and women if this is something that they want to pursue, because oftentimes I'm assuming that people have to leave Montana to go get those jobs. But like we all know, we love Montana.
We do.
And we want to be here. And why can't we get work here?
I think people have a misunderstanding about, they think that, oh, you have to look like the New York and LA and Miami and Paris models to model. And that is not true.
Yeah.
Montana is different. We have a Western indigenous culture here.
Yes.
It's very lifestyle. It's very commercial. You can look like your natural self and be a model because that's what sells.
Yes.
That's what sells.
Yeah.
Your natural cowboys and cowgirls, your natural ranchers, people just out in everyday life. That is what Montana is.
It totally is. And
I would never give my New York comp card to a Montana brand here. They're going to be like, what is this?
yeah, true. I can see that. It's just different.
It is.
It's its own culture. It's its own vibe. It's its own look. And again, that versatility for you, like you had mentioned, you can go from designer to hip hop. You can easily transition to Western.
Yeah.
Because you've got it all. You are like a versatile model, which I'm assuming that just that opens up so many different doors for you.
It does. And it does if you're willing to collaborate and connect with people.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because some people, they just don't. They're just, I don't know. I
Yeah.
don't know. But having these connections here, and then Carly, the Rocky Mountain, she knows everybody.
Yeah.
She knows
But she also sees the
everybody.
potential in you, just like
She
the
does.
officer that met you, brought you into the military and saw it and saw
Yeah.
what you can do and how you can soar and where you light up, because you do light up. How wonderful is it that you found a place that you can call home, raise your children, and then get back to that 7-year-old self doing what you love and you were meant to do, what lights you up. That creative spark.
It's unreal.
It's unreal.
Because I never thought, because
Yeah.
it's just the way that you're telling the story. I'm like, wow, it is a circle back.
It totally
It is a circle back.
Yes.
'Cause no, I would have never thought I would be modeling. I thought that dream was shot long ago.
Yeah, you
several
vaulted that.
times.
Yes.
But the persistence, I will never forget Mike. He came, he kept coming. No, I need you to, you can do this. I feel like you'll be great for this. And I said yes. And because of him, I would have never, I would have never started doing that. And I might not have gotten discovered.
It's wonderful.
And I might not have started working with Rocky.
And let's just even point out the fact that you are an Indigenous woman and you are an example of I can. Because a lot of times I think tribal people or women, men, they get locked into the system and they can't get out. And you are an example for those women and men that are like, oh, I want to do what she's doing. You can do it. If they're listening to your story to see that you did have struggles, you had these moments of suppression and not able to go do what it is that you are meant to do, you're giving so many people hope, and especially the Indigenous the tribal people. It's amazing. Do you feel the weight of that on your shoulders though?
No, not really. It's just because
Because you're doing you.
I'm doing me.
You're
Yeah.
doing you.
Yeah. Because it's just hearing the no all the time and being stuck in the trap. And it's just, that's hard. And if anything, listen to your intuition.
Yeah.
I would have never. Montana, I got discovered in Montana. And people were like, oh, did you get picked up in LA or Miami, New York? Did you get discovered in Montana?
Yes.
Because I listened to my intuition. I moved to a place that I never heard of.
Right, and it's possible.
And it's possible.
Yeah.
And people were persistent and they wanted to work with me. And it was just like, that is, wow. I can't believe that actually happened. I did it.
Yes.
I'm doing it.
You are doing it.
Yeah.
It's amazing. And I want to hear all the things. Now that you're here, you've been here since 2019. We're 2026 now. The development of your career, and now you're actually full-time working as a full-time model, which is really hard to do.
That's hard.
And let's say the impossible of what you just mentioned. We're in freaking Montana.
We're in Montana.
Yeah. And you're making this career happen here.
Yeah.
So tell everybody, what does it take to make that happen?
So I was working with the federal government. I was still with the USDA for a while. And I left there. There was a lot going on. And actually, it was like right before all this crap happened that's going on right now with the federal employees being fired and stuff. So it was like right before that. But how that happened was like work is working. And I also in between there was picked up from another agency in New York, Couture Models, and then another agency in Miami, Professionally Pretty. So work is good.
So you do have to travel around quite a bit.
I do. But what I do here, what makes it here is building. Okay, so I have these comp cards, which is these cards with your look. And I build a Montana-based comp card, Western look, but commercial look. But what it is, I see these shops pop up in Idaho, Washington, everywhere I travel, I'm taking a comp card with me for their look. If I go to Colorado, I'm going to study. If I know I have a job in Colorado, I'm going to study the looks there. I'm going to go around and I have a comp card for the Denver area. If I go work in Colorado, I'm bringing those and I'm going to make time.
Smart.
I'm going to drop my comp cards off at businesses and I'm going to connect with the managers and the owners there. And then when I leave, there at least one or two people call me from and that's work that I get. And I do that everywhere I go. I have a comp card for every city.
For the culture, for the look.
Culture, for the look. And I make one. And I do test shoots with people to create looks so that people can have photos for their portfolio. And then I have a new look that I can send out somewhere else. If I go to Texas, I'm going to have a look for that.
Wow.
Go modeling in Oklahoma, there's going to be a look for that. And so that way,
you're branding yourself to the culture. You're branding yourself to the vibe.
Yes. And I get calls, and that's what people are like, oh, yeah, can you come out to Seattle and work? Or can you come out to, drive on down here to Arizona or fly out here to do this and that? And
wow.
Yeah. It's just where I drop my work, and then I get work.
Yes.
I'm just, you have to sell yourself.
You do have to sell yourself.
You do.
Yes.
And it's just the going in, hi, I'm Scarlette, I'm a professional model, and blah, blah, blah. And is their manager available?
Yeah.
And sometimes they're not. But the managers are, the owners are not.
And that's what it takes.
It does.
You have to be a hustler.
You do.
You really do. And you have to, like you said, pivot, adapt, understand what the people, what they need and what they're looking for.
Yes.
And you figured that out way earlier on. You had that skill set way early on.
Yeah.
That's super cool.
The military daddy taught me.
Military daddy taught you. That's true.
But also with that comes, you have to be able to negotiate with people because not everybody has a New York budget.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's a lot of work. You have to work with people, shops, and I can't pay you what they pay you in New York. Like, that's okay. Let's work together.
Yeah.
What is your budget like?
Yes.
People that are like, oh, she's willing to work with me and they call you back every time.
Yeah, that's good.
And then you have an idea for them.
Well, you're building that reputation.
Yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Smart.
And you just like, oh, I have all my clients in my little state. And when I'm there visiting, I take little gifts.
Yeah.
And
good.
just stop in and be like, hi.
You're so good. You're so good. It was like you were... Just think if you could have done this one either. But it just wasn't the timing. You had to go through all those things.
100%.
Have all those mentors, have all those pits that you get into to know. I see that confidence just coming out of you, even when you're talking about it. It's like I figured it out.
Yeah.
I figured it out.
It's different. I assumed that I would go a different route like the regular models do.
Yeah.
And I didn't. I have to build my own brand from scratch.
Yeah.
The universe was like, no, hon, you're not going to get the easy card. You got to start from the bottom and you're going to have to build, but you got to be smart first.
And you got to do it your way.
You got to do it your way.
And you might have to do it a different way.
Because I'm just trying to think the exploitation and the stuff that happened in the industries.
Yeah.
I would have been very vulnerable to that. All women are.
It was all happening.
Yes.
And now I think women are a little bit more grounded in the sense of, I'm not putting up with that shit.
Yes.
I'm not going to do that.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
You can say more knowing.
Exactly.
And also knowing with that no, there's sometimes a consequence. You're going to get blacklisted or you're going to get all the BS. But guess what? Eventually it will come out.
It will. Yeah.
It will come out.
Yeah.
So
and I didn't even want to deal with that.
No.
And so I was just like, you know what? No, I like this
Yeah.
because I get to build relationships with where I call home.
Yeah.
In my surrounding areas.
Yeah.
And then I also get to meet amazing new brands and introduce them to my agent if she hasn't met them. Like there's a new designer that's in town here, and I'm gonna link the two of them up.
It's wonderful.
Absolutely.
I love that.
And so I want her to have all the work too.
Yeah, you got to support each other,
Yeah,
right? Collaborative energy.
I'm telling you, Rocky Mountain Agency has been a game changer for me. I'm telling
That's
you.
wonderful.
She has a 200 plus model. She's amazing. It's just, she's doing big things. And they have been a huge game changer for like how I work and show up.
Yeah,
in everyday life here in
absolutely.
Montana.
That's
Yeah.
wonderful. And to hear that we have things like that exist and to get the word out on them so there's more opportunity. But I want to say also what you guys are building down in what's the area where Hal exists?
Yellowstone Livingston area.
Livingston
Yes.
area and what you guys are building there with Coupe de Rouge. And do I even say it right? Is it Coupe de Rouge?
Coupe de Rouge.
Coupe de Rouge.
Yes.
And you're getting involved in that. You did the show last year. Let's talk a little bit about your involvement and the things that you're working on, all these projects that you have going on in Montana.
Yay.
That excites you and excites me.
So I'm sitting on the board of directors for Coupe de Rouge, and I'm like the strategic planner. And what it is, it's like an indigenous, Western, multicultural event. And it has the art, the design, the musicians. It's everything and everybody art. It's a space for everybody. And we are like showcasing all the Western and indigenous artistic culture around. And we're going to have it this year. Last year it was in Red Lodge on the top of the mountain. And it was very successful runway show.
Yeah, it was beautiful. Beautiful.
And
I didn't get a 10, but I'm like hoping this year I get to come.
yeah, you're coming.
I'm coming.
Yeah.
And not only that, but I just was having FOMO watching all the reels and how you guys were emerging out of the fields and the trees. And it was stunning. But continue.
It's
Sorry.
only going to get better.
It's only going to
only
get
gonna
better.
So
It's going to be like the Vogue of the West.
it is. We are. I'm serious. I'm telling everybody we're Vogue magazine. If you're listening to this,
Hello,
we
Anna
we
Wintour.
are Western Vogue.
Yeah, they
Come,
need to come here.
please.
Yes.
we need Vogue magazine out here. They're
We do.
missing out. Like
Yeah, for sure.
Coupe de Rouge is something else. And this year it's going to be in Paradise Valley at the Yellowstone Film Ranch.
Wow. Yes.
Yes, August the 29th. That's going to be the main fashion show event. But there's going to be, I think, 3 days, the Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. So
And you're walking it.
I'm going to be walking in the show.
Okay,
yes,
got you.
And helping put it together and just making sure that everybody's taken care of.
Yes.
We want to make sure, and we're trying to do our best to put everything together. It's going really fast. We still have a lot more work to do.
Yeah, it's a big thing.
Yeah, I just,
It's when you're starting something new like that and trying to build that brand, but not only that, it is a new concept. I don't think it's been done. So this is a big deal for Montana.
And Rebecca O'Shea, she's the one like
Amazing.
She is.
Hi, Becca.
I can't. Hi, Becca.
Yeah, I love Becca.
What she's doing is. I was like, I gotta get in on this.
Yeah, you do.
I gotta get in on this.
Yes.
It's so different. And I was just like, this is Montana.
Yes, absolutely.
This is Montana.
It really is.
Yeah.
And it also brings in all people together.
Yes.
We're bridging connections. We're giving people opportunity. I love the fact that our Native American population is so vast. It spreads across Montana. It is Montana. It's what has made Montana. And we need to bring everybody together, show indigenous brands, show models that want to be modeling, the clothing and the moccasins, and everything.
Montana has so many hidden talent, so much hidden talent, and I want to expose that.
Yes, you do.
If they're out there, I want to find you. I want to see your designs. I want to see your art. Show me what your culture means to you.
Yeah.
Like going out here and even like I'm going to be helping Carly scout faces. I think we're going to go up to the Highline area and stuff. And I really want to work with all the models, especially the younger models.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I kind of want to be a mentor to them as well and just help them out when it's needed and stuff like that. But there's so much talent, and I'm like, the reservations up here are different. The tribes up here are different than they are down where I'm from, Choctaw. And it's hard out here on the reservations.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of people that have so much potential. And it's just like they need to be seen and found and put out there on the map so that they can know that there's something else out there for them.
Yeah.
And I want to do that.
Yeah.
I've been working with Principal Brian Brown on the Lakota reservation, and he's such a good principal to these children, and he teaches them so much. And I'm hoping to work with him this summer. He said after the snow melts, but I want to go out to the reservation and just speak to the girls.
Yeah.
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 He teaches them drums, and he's teaching them the language.
Oh, good.
Yeah. And
That's amazing.
It is. And so I want to go out there, and he was just like, it would be great if you could wear one of your design your outfits and just show them how women can be outside of where we're at. And I was like, absolutely. I'm so excited to do that.
Yeah.
I am.
Because I can see in your mind that 7-year-old girl that felt like they were pretty much trapped. That's what a lot of those, they feel trapped. So for you to be able to share your story and for them to listen to this podcast and hear what you've gone through and how you can do it. Anything's possible.
It is.
Listen to yourself, which is,
you have to.
Yes.
You
yeah.
have to.
And maybe you have a higher calling or something that comes in and tells you, move to Montana.
It was very
That's crazy.
direct.
Yes.
I'm telling you, I thought I was having a mental breakdown.
Oh, can I have a mental breakdown? I need some help.
The voice to tell you exactly what to do.
Yes.
I think mine was fed up with me.
Oh,
I think
I've had a lot of that. I've had a lot of fed up with me too. But I want to say this too, for Coupe de Rouge and what you guys are building. I know they're looking for sponsorships. Can you talk a little bit about if somebody's listening and they're like, man, I love what they're building here. This is not going to stop. It's going to be every year, and the momentum of it and all the designers getting involved, all the things for getting involved in this organization one way or another, being an exhibitor, being a designer, being a runway model, giving just to the organization and what they're doing because they've partnered with MMIP, correct?
Missing and Murdered Indigenous Women and Girls. Yes.
Yes. I think to myself, that organization, it just breaks my heart to hear some of the stories, but what they're doing to bring light and awareness to that, and you guys are helping with that. Now, if you want to know a little bit more about how you can get involved, what do they need to do, and what does that look like?
They can reach out to myself or Whitney Love or Rebecca O'Shea or Carly Rink or Heidi Martinek or Rebecca Jarvie, any one of us. We're all members on the board, and also Casey. Any one of us, and we have these sponsorship tier packages. And if they want to be on the show, they just need to really ask and put their name out there. Hey, I want to be involved. That's it. I think there's so many people that want to be involved.
Absolutely.
And not everybody's going to get to for this next show, but we're going to have so many more.
Yeah.
So the opportunity is there. But for sponsorship, we are looking for sponsors. And with that there's different tiers, and I'll give you some examples. Marketing and visibility. We'll have your logo on the website, sponsor page, your logo inclusion on the selective event signage, your social media thank you posts. There'll be 2 VIP passes, some general admissions to seatings, runway show. There will be local and small business focus investment, marketing and visibility, and in-kind sponsorships. It's a lot.
There's a lot of ways you can give.
And then there's audience and reach. With that sponsorship comes the target, our audience. And let's see, what do we have here?
Well, you got major players coming in, Scarlette. You've had Cowboys and Indians have expressed interest last year, and
Cowgirl Magazine.
Cowgirl Magazine.
Mm-hmm.
They've had it's definitely building momentum, and this is something to get involved in. It takes a lot of work. You got a lot of people, a lot of manpower, a lot of things. It's not cheap to do something like this.
No, it's not cheap to do anything like that.
No.
But it's going to be huge.
It's going to be huge.
Becca can talk way more about it. She can get into the meat and potatoes of it. But we're definitely still going out looking for people that want to be a part of it. People that are like, I would love to offer some packages for this or vendor markets and coming in and helping out with models and offering different things. We catering events, things like that. We could, if you want to be a part of it, reach out.
So what's the website?
It's coupederouge.com.
.com. Perfect. That's easy. And I'll put it in the description of this podcast episode. But really amazing things happening. You are absolutely a powerhouse here, Scarlette. Do you feel that?
I do.
I love that, girl. Say that again. I do. I love it.
From where I was before, I didn't have a voice as a kid. I was scared, very just afraid to say anything because I was afraid I was going to get in trouble. I was afraid somebody's going to hurt me.
Yeah.
And the military really was like, you're a leader and we're going to make it known. And that leadership came out in the military. And I found my voice and I feel way more confident and more powerful than I ever have. And I just aim to spread that around and just be like, oh my gosh, I love empowering other women. There's nothing that makes me happier than empowering people.
And you do it. You do it. You're awesome. Well, I want to get to our last few questions. It's been an honor. It's been awesome having conversations with you, getting to meet you. We had a fun day yesterday, and we'll have a fun night tonight. We're getting together for a little party. It'll be a fun night. But my question is, if you could go back and talk to that 7-year-old girl practicing her catwalk, what would you tell her?
Oh my gosh, don't make me cry.
I know.
I would wait for her at the end of the runway for when she did her little pose. And I would stop her and I would tell her, that was such an amazing walk. And I want you to know that you are going to walk the runway so many times. And you're going to do it so good. And you're going to do way more than just that. Mm-hmm. So keep practicing.
I love that, girl. That's amazing. And she heard you.
She did.
In an alternate universe, she heard you. That's amazing. Thank you so much for sharing that.
Thank you.
My next question, we're going to lighten it up a little bit.
Okay.
We're going to lighten it up a little bit. Every iconic model becomes known for something. Elle Macpherson, we talked about, was the body. Naomi's Panther walk. And then I love Tyra's smize. I just saw that on a reel where you smile with your eyes. If you could coin your own signature, something only Scarlette Bourne owns, what would it be and why?
Oh, gosh. I would have to say many people tell me that I have an intense eyes. The intenseness in the way that I look at the camera is just peak. So I think that's mine. It's just the way that I look. It's very just like...
Does it have a title or a name?
No.
You need to create a name.
I should create a name.
Yeah.
Huh. Because it's just like, there's just... And I've seen it. I didn't know. It's just when people pointed out, they were just like, you're so serious. It's very... Whew. But I'm like, what?
Yeah. But it's probably on repeat. You probably do see it now.
I do. Yes.
Yeah.
It's just very much like a...
Ooh.
Just intense.
Oh.
I don't know.
I got it.
And I'm not trying to be like...
Yeah, no, because you're so sweet and light, and I know there's just, it's like you're in the mode.
There is somebody who's my best friend. She calls it the Scorpio eyes.
There you go. You coined it. It's got to be something on fire.
I like that. The Scorpio. Like I said, I'm an astrology girly. I love astrology. I love how it makes up the pieces of the energetic balances of who I am.
Okay.
And I have so many placements stacked in my 10th house of career and public image. It's a lot. It's heavy in there.
Yeah.
And Scorpio is intense.
Yes.
They're known for being intense. And that's what I'm going to call Scorpio eyes.
Are you a Scorpio?
No.
Oh.
I'm an Aquarius sun, Aquarius rising.
What do you think I am? What do you think I am?
Oh my gosh, that's such a good question. Let me see.
I know. I would love to do an astrology talk.
Like a Virgo.
No, I'm a Virgo?
I don't know.
I'm actually a Scorpio.
Are you a Scorpio?
I'm actually a Scorpio. And honestly, it's so funny because when I read it, I'm like, yep, that makes sense. I am intense. I can be intense.
Yeah.
But you know what? I am very passionate. I am very protective of my people. And once you're in the inner, my little stinger comes out if you mess with any of my people.
Yes.
Yes, for
They're
sure.
sacred to you.
Oh, totally.
Absolutely. I'm
yes.
like that too.
But I can be a total bitch.
That's the thing. You can balance it. You're just like, I'm very approachable, but don't F with me.
Don't mess with me.
No.
Yeah. My stinger will come out.
So I thought Virgo because you have all these plans and you have a book in your head that has everything on paper and everything's aligned and organized.
Right.
And you're just like, this is going to happen, this is going to happen, this is going to happen, this is going to happen. That's very Virgo energy.
Is it?
You might have some placements.
I do. I want to talk about that. That would be cool. Allie, you and I need to do a podcast chat on that. That is super cool. I want to say this. We are just really honored to have you here, but this is the part of the podcast that just always gets me because it's really about women truly spotting the next woman, our next guest that will be on the podcast. Before we pass the mic, we want to pause and recognize the businesses that make this space possible. Pass the Mic sponsorship on the IWD406 podcast is more than advertising. It's a commitment to Montana women supporting Montana women. As a Pass the Mic sponsor, we create a custom audio commercial for your brand, giving you triple exposure on the podcast, across our digital platforms, and on YouTube. All as evergreen content that lives long beyond a single episode. Right now, businesses can receive 12 podcast episodes for the price of one. If you believe in honoring Montana women's history, amplifying their stories, and supporting a platform that truly invests back into the community, we love to work with you. Contact IWD406 today at www.iwd406.com. And now, let's pass the mic. So we're getting to our very end, our last question, which is pass the mic question, which is, we believe in amplifying the voices of remarkable women who have been on our podcast. And if you could pass the mic to a Montana woman to share their story on the IWD406 podcast, who would she be and why?
Oh, there's so many people. But my top pick would be Carly Rink. She is the owner of the Rocky Mountain Agency, and she was a model with the Rocky Mountain Agency before she took over the agency. And she has a baby and a husband, and she's running this agency by herself, just doing it.
Wow.
Just doing it. And I'm impressed. And I think her story needs to be heard because there's so much more to it. And she's doing big things. Like,
yes.
Carly, I love you.
I love that.
I do. I know. For Coupe de Rouge, she took care of us. I cried. She was just all over the place. And she took care of us the best that she could. And I saw her and how she was leading and producing. And it was just her and Becca and Heidi. It's the three of them. There were some other people that are helping, but she was everywhere. And I had to acknowledge her. I was like, you're a freaking queen. You are a hero. You did so good. And she's a powerhouse. And I cannot wait for you to interview her.
Yes, I want to learn her story.
I want to hear her story.
And to run an agency like that with kids and all the things and trying to make it happen, and especially here in Montana, that's impressive.
And she's a model.
Oh, gosh.
She's a model, a mother, a wife. And she runs a modeling agency. And she scouts models. And she has actors and actresses. What? Working on big films.
Yeah.
She's got a huge clientele list.
That's a lot of work.
That's a lot.
That's a lot of
She's amazing.
Listening, communication, making sure the needs of everybody's being met. There's a lot of shuffling of people. Yeah, she's going to be a fun one to talk to.
She will.
Thank you so much for passing the mic to her.
Oh.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I just want to say thank you so much for everything. And where can we go to learn a little bit more about you and what you do?
You can go to my Instagram page.
What is it?
It's just Scarlette_Bourne, Bourne, like Jason Bourne.
Like Jason Bourne. Oh, the movies.
The movie.
Well, thank you so much. I really appreciate it, Scarlette.
Thank you for having me. I loved being here today.
A special thank you to our podcast guest. You can find all of her links in the description of this episode. If you like what you heard, please hit subscribe. You will be notified of future podcast guests. Follow us on our social media platforms and stay tuned for our next podcast chat with an amazing Montana woman.